Was popular YouTube. Another day, another demo. Today we look at another Frozen demo actually. So what happened was I accidentally watched this demo that they played versus Flames because I was watching Flames play in this game, and he had a really good map here. Flames went off, so we looked at Flames, and I've got that all recorded. Not sure what order I'm going to put these out in, but now I want to look at Frozen from the same demo because he had a rough map on train. Overall, he had a much worse T side than he did CT side, but it was still a much weaker CT side than we saw that 23 and whatever half, 23 and 4 half. So let's go ahead and, just like the Stewie versus Stewie vid, look at Frozen versus Frozen and see what was the difference between Frozen's ladder play on CT side in this game versus in that other game, and see what the discrepancy is. It doesn't have to be hugely contrasted. I think this is still a stark contrast from, the 148 plus ADR game he had before, even versus the same team. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this dude, Frozen. We're gonna be skipping through a lot, but he had a strong start on the CT side as well, which is cool because we get to see him play, like, appear to play well, but then still not, have that outstanding half that he had previously. And this is, of course, a game that happened before. So from this, he learned and then farmed, which makes it cooler as well. Same thing we know, him aiming super low on this ladder drop. And we are on native if this is the first one you're watching. Very clean shot, doesn't grab the second, leaves drops in this one-on-one. And spoiler alert, one tap from Robs. And we'll take note of how many times he does go for a ladder. Again, we're looking at the fact that in that other demo, he was looking up to the top of the ladder a lot. In this demo, not so much. I come down for the fight. Any more takers? Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's Surreal wants them. Start shooting before he even lands. And Chris, unaware of Surreal, I guess, inside the ladder. Just a USP inside the brain. Oh, insane in the brain. I feel like Frozen's too young to even get the reference of his own USP. The confidence. Just to be lurking around the C-box, using it as cover. Looking for that swing out. Careful shots. What a crazy second shot that was. And before he's out of ammo, he's going for another. Nasty from Frozen. These kills are supposed to go to the SMGs, but why not? Very careful about how much space he gives up. See how nothing really distracts him? He's always just looking forward, walking to dodge grenades. The HA, you have basically no choice but to run backwards. If you're close enough and run forwards, you could do that, but he wasn't close enough to do that. If he was a bit closer, he could have run forwards, looked up. But most of the time, you're going to end up running backwards. Wow, that's a outbreak at Ivy. You see he smokes the Molotov on the right side, so you can see the ladder a little bit. So they can't play tricks on him. Someone fix the lights. Thank you. And Rob's clearing out inside, coming to meet up with him. No one to spot. He's got, as long as their teammate stays alive at Ivy. Okay, he doesn't. Then they could go for it. They're actually going to veto this retake, even though there's someone, even though Rops is there. Could have been a great bait to have two people come out ladder. But Frozen was spotted early on. See if anyone gives him problems. A couple of warning shots in case Frozen was in that spot. So that's why spamming's so good, because you know Frozen's taking a mental account of that, those bullets in the ground. Like, well, maybe I don't want to be looking up in that position and get spammed in the head. But that's what, you know, Flames is doing, whether or not he drops, and he comes down super quick in the flames. That's an iconic play from him. Really was a big T map for Flames, and of course Flames plays top ladder, and it basically, yeah, it just comes down to the fact that he was controlling here with his annoying ladder presence. Very active, very proactive. Molly spread might reach him in a second. Throw a counter Molotov. He's a little bit worried. They could be jumped out front of that bomb, or front of blue. So he has to be careful about how he rotates. Also, he's got the auto shotty, so his potential positions are limited. That's a big upgrade. Short range to long range. Up into flames. So far, so good. Oh my god, Crucial. He drops it. I mean, that was the flame. Sorry, Frozen walked right into that. Crucial had the op shot. You heard him. I fucking shot. They try to bust down inside again. Take note. Smoking the right here. You can see. And we saw Frozen looking for a lot of flanks in this follow-up game. This is just one flank this time. And actually, I think making a lot of noise so his teammates, well, because they got it locked up, but making noise and then stopping just allows your teammates to gain some ground while they hold the flank. Frozen comer in the fallback. Not just a ladder player, of course. Sometimes you don't have the spawn to allow you to play ladder. And there you either play E-Box, Bomb Train, somewhere on the site. You can't base a whole CD side around ladder because you just don't have the spawn sometimes, and it's way too risky to run up. A good kill. An inner push this time. Interesting. Okay, well, Surreal's ready for that. He's got nothing else to do. Haven't really put much pressure up there. Let's go for the next. Mid bomb this time. Last demo we saw him back bomb this position. Much harder angle. Not like harder is more difficult, but just like cuts deeper into the sandwich. Uh-oh. That's not good. You could just die from pure spam. Oh, the flash out, and he just doesn't see anything. He just does not notice crucial at all. That's pure tunnel vision. But that can be how you get your shots, you know what I mean? Like, you're fully focused. Can't blame the res. It's funny because, like, we call stuff like that out with X-ray on. Then we sympathize with the player. Oh, they don't have X-ray. This time, no X-ray on your POV. Could see that guy in broad daylight. Is he? Oh, wow. He's... Oof. Oh. Great nades. Oh, man. Take all those grenades just to end up leaving. He's actually going so close to the molly just to make sure that he can't be exposed to T-Con. I didn't even realize that there was an angle there that you could actually get that close without burning and also not be exposed to T-Con. I think there they actually mollied the top of ladder by accident. I think I watched the Flames demo and saw that and thought that Mouse Sports mollied it. Yeah, of course, positions change depending on how much health you have. Heaven's always a good place to be. It looks like it's all about inner. We see protocols for frozen. It's rotate back old bomb, no matter what's going on. And it's actually a faked outside. And there's not even a chance to win here. It's frozen's low on HP. Back to ladder we go. Oh, he's scared to go down because they could have dropped. Throws that molly from safety and tries to find a good time for the peak. Oh, this one's all about Kerrigan. He's got his back. Safely jostling between these two positions and hoping someone would come to trade. It would have been a beautiful spray transfer. You could see it. Assume that's a wash. That's a much better nade to throw into T-Con most of the time. If you throw it high over the 5 train, that red train, it doesn't land low enough. You have to get on top of the bomb or do a specific running jump throw. It's really not an easy nade to throw effectively. But of course you can't jump up and, ruin your spawn depending on what you want to do. Call this the Jack Nicholson, huh? This is when you get hyped. You're playing spools. They smoke down ramp. You're like, yes. This is a very strong angle position to hold. No one's watching upper for him. So that's one concern. And his teammate also dies. So he's actually close now to the wall. Yeah, but he gets cleared. Yeah, that's the tough part. That was very, smart clear by Surreal for sure. Just in case. There's a chance he does not get cleared in that spot. Yeah, it's not as if in this demo that he actually plays a lot worse. We didn't see the unbelievable, 3Ks that we saw in that other train game where they were rushing outside. In this game, he just didn't get those highlights, but like, they just aren't rounds. They're just not rounds that you can have all the time. But overall, I mean, the play looks comfortable, looks consistent. You feel like Frozen looks very much in control of the situation all the time, which is great. All right, here. Could be a wrap-up. Might be a fast one. See how it goes. Is he trying to get to ladder? They get spotted and just destroyed by flames. What on earth? See how it plays out. Flames is on the back of this bomb thing. Other side of it, yeah. Oof. That's rough. That's tough. That's it. Boom. Well, that was cool. I'm glad we actually got to see that. Watch that from Frozen's perspective. What are the takeaways? I mean, some of the main differences, I guess, that Frozen did differently was he just got such a crazy amount of kills. He pulled off more flanks in the future demo up the ladder, if you'll notice. He looked up to the top of the ladder, and on some of those rounds were the rounds that he flanked. Some of the other rounds he actually pulled out of ladder. In this game, he wasn't doing that quite as much. When he was playing E-Box, he just did better. He got like crazy sequences when they try to rush outside. But there's also less of those rounds from Endpoint towards him outside. Like they didn't actually take outside like that in the next game as well, or in this game. And yeah, but yeah, like the way Frozen plays, like he looks always very calm. He has a good, like, I like his play style a lot, actually. Seems like a super reliable person to have. Never really got uncomfortable, never got scared of nades, didn't make noise where he didn't need to, didn't jump around with his knife or switch too much, you know, all those weird signs. So yeah, that was it. That was the Frozen kind of part 2, Frozen versus Frozen. Thought that was definitely very interesting. Learned a lot with some of the better angles to take. And it's cool to see the spike up. Hope to see Mouse Sports winning and everybody coming back into form while, you know, BIMS starts to become more consistent, which I'm sure is inevitable. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you back here for another Coach Lau tomorrow.